Hello, welcome back to Monster Train. In today's episode, it is 3:50. Not too late today. I finished the stream like 10 minutes early maybe, but instead of recording this right after, I played some Isaac and finished the episode of Critical Role that I was on because I started watching Critical Role Campaign 2 again. It's been pretty good so far. I hit like a wall where I just kind of like I chained through most of Campaign 1 and then I started Campaign 2 soon after, and then I just kind of hit a wall where I was like, yo, I'm real sick of this. It took like a year-long break. I picked it up again recently. It's good. Do not regret my decision. Other than that, anything else to tell you about today? Yeah, something else that I'm excited about. So I did not see the ducks today. Weather report, it rained a lot. But the two ducks that have been living around here, I did not see them today. But I did see, or not see, but I heard an owl today. Very exciting. I've never heard an owl before. You know, I like heard of owls and I've seen them before, but not in person. So that was pretty cool. Excited to spend more time standing on the porch at 3 a.m. to try and listen for that owl to hoot. It'll be a real hoot. Anyway, in today's episode, we are Rector. For my question for you today, I do have one. I want to hear how you guys feel about energy drinks. What are your takes? So, my takes on, I don't drink energy drinks. I do not like energy drinks. I very, very rarely drink energy drinks. In fact, I don't think I've had an energy drink in like 5 or 10 years. Don't get me wrong. It's not like a health reason. I drink like soda and coffee and all of that, but I really don't like them. And I want to hear what you think. When I was younger, in high school actually, one time I tried Mountain Dew Kickstart, which is Mountain Dew's branded energy drink, and it is one of the worst things I've ever drank in my life. I think about it occasionally. The only thing that I've had that came even close was the Coke coffee. If you've ever had the opportunity to drink the Coca-Cola with coffee flavoring, it is vile. Oh my god, it was so bad. Do not get it. Actually, you should get it so that you can go, whoa, the guy I watch on YouTube, he was right. What the fuck? That's crazy. Anyway, that is the end of the intro. You may timestamp right now, roughly, for the people who don't want to hear me talk. Hey, just play the game. Yeah, sure, we can play the game. Oh, one more thing, this is Monster Train related. I have been knocking out a few expert challenges on the stream, so expect those soonish. We got a lot of highlights to backed up though. Alright, Pushback Talos, Spell Shield Fell, Chase Seraph, Hollow Drippings, Making of a Morsel, Sacred Wicks. We are Melting Exile Umbra. Melting is good. Exile Umbra secondary? Less good. Making of a Morsel is strong though. I feel like Jackstrips is a little underrated still. It's fine for the early game. Especially if we don't take any pack shards, this will just clear backliners up to Talos, but, you know, pushback Talos. Actually, with pushback Talos being in the game, it'll just take Wingsteel. Wingsteel's better long-term, but worse in the short term. But it's pushback Talos, so Jackstrips isn't even that good here. I have 2 good burnout answers here. Or 3, I guess, because we have 2 Hollow Drippings and a Sacred Wicks. I'm still skeptical about Harvest Rector. Like, you gotta get off the ground with him, and then he probably takes you there. But I just feel like Burnout got a lot better but Burnout Rector got a lot better because Burnout got a lot better. Paraffin Enforcer is now maybe the strongest unit in this clan. Lady of the Reformed got a little worse, but she's still fine. You have a lot of great options that relate to Burnout. So, you know, far be it from me to not play Burnout. I feel like I've more or less come through to the end of my let's try things. Like, I don't feel as though I need to build out a better understanding of how this champion plays. I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of what's good and bad with Rector. I don't know the nuance or like the fine details of playing Harvest Rector maybe. I haven't done any weird strategies, but I'm mostly feeling like I'm just going to play things that seem good right now. Somewhere down the line we'll start pivoting back into playing new and exciting things, like I'll pick some Dark Callings mixed in. Draft is the best common card, I think, to see here. We're already leaning into Burnout. Draft is just going to be a better option. We're mainly looking for Umbra cards that don't offend. That's Mind Collapse. Mind Collapse is an Umbra card that does not offend. Paraffin Enforcer is a winning pick. So we pick Lady of the Reformed. We have Paraffin Enforcer. I've done this run before on stream, I think. Paraffin Enforcer, you infuse him into the draft. This unit gets Burnout 3. You play Lady Rector Draft on the bottom floor if you draw it early enough, or on the mid floor at -1 draft. And that's really strong. Like, I did not think it was gonna be all that good, but these guys scale like crazy with Paraffin Enforcer. Let's go right. If we see Lady of the House, we're just locked in. Quick, +10 and +25. Big Sludge. Damn. I should have picked the other guy. Should have picked Harvest. I mean, I'm absolutely going to take Big Sludge here. There is no doubt in my mind that I pick this. I'm just kind of thinking about what I do next. And I'm not sure. I think Memorial Fund. It's pretty early. I'm down for a little money. So with Big Sludge and Burnout Rector, they kind of clash, but for the short term, they're going to be really good together. I will skip the rest of this, take a little peek ahead. It's all fine. Are we hard committed to Big Sludge moving mountains here? No real fear on this trial. We're pretty strong. And the answer to that question is no. I'm not hard committed to Big Sludge here. If I can make something cool out of Big Sludge on this run, I will play it. Absolutely. No question. Revealed, Big Sludge, he brings in the views. You love to see it. Look at the hat. What more can I say? Just look at the hat. Nice. But I also think that he's a really strong unit. Of course, like he's very good. When he works really well. He isn't a Chase Seraph, but what I'm thinking with Big Sludge here is we could probably put Draft on him. And then, I don't know, I haven't gone any further in the plan than that. Just play one Flink to see how it feels today, you know, test the Flink waters. Realistically, it is very likely that I ditch Big Sludge somewhere along the line. However, hey, Molded's good. Purifying Cleanse is also very good. I would like to take all of these. I think that you could maybe Sacred Wix plan, but I feel much safer taking Molded. Purifying Cleanse, though, to be able to heal is really nice, but Molded is a full heal. I don't want any of these. I don't want a second Mind Collapse or anything like that. I'm gonna look at the Remnant banner because I don't think she's required, but I think the run gets a lot easier with a Lady of the Reformed. She's not hardcore required, but she makes things simpler. We have Memorial Fund, we have Golden Vault, we are melting. Pick Golden Vault. I think it's good. No Lady of the Reformed, but a Wickless Tycoon. Could just play, like, if only I had Molten Encasement. Could do like because Big Sludge gives +1 space and Harvest for Rage 5. Do I go Wickless Tycoon? I don't think I want Wickless Tycoon, but he's really good on this run because we have Golden Vault. More money becomes more pyre hits, which is just great. All right. I have a bunch of things here that we have to now piece together into a functioning run. I am not going to take anything right now. I'm not going to do any unit infusions or anything. Man, I was thinking about this ×5, and I was thinking about this, and I was like, what if I infuse Tycoon onto something and then ×5 it? Because you get the full essence. Wickless Tycoon is a very strong infusion, and I was sitting here and I was thinking, like, what if I put Tycoon on the draft? I think it's losing, but what if I did it? Nah, okay, so we just ×1. And we ×1 molded, I feel. Man, I was thinking about it too. That's a darn shame. Okay. After Talos, I will piece together what this run is going to be. I'll see, we'll have all of the units that they're going to show us, and we will be able to sit down and go, okay, and this is what I'm doing here. Pushback Talos. I feel like she's guaranteed to come back to this floor. I feel like the best play here is 2, 18, 20. If I put Paraffin Enforcer in front, he does just die. Unit has 10 health. A bit of a strange one. I'm gonna do this. And I think it's okay. Greg? I think that this is a fine play. And I don't really want to pay the 1 energy to put Drag top 4 right now, but I won't. I think that this is fine. And then Wickless Tycoon enters the fray. Could play Making of a Morsel because it gives a draw. Big Sludge. It's okay, I don't need Big Sludge here. I took Big Sludge, but I don't think Big Sludge is gonna pan out. I do not believe Big Sludge brings us much here today. Pretty good. Rector got a little bit slapped on that first turn. I'm gonna have to play around this Sacred Wicks, I think, pretty heavily. Or just a reform card in general. I'm going to need to reform Rector, is what I'm saying. That is our game plan, and I don't think that's a crazy one. I think it's downright respectable to say that if I desire it, I will bring Rector back. I have to like clear out these train stewards or something, because there's all my moldeds. And there goes Paraffin Enforcer. Like, we're fine, right? We're fine? There's no way that I miss here? I think there's legitimately no way that I miss here. This isn't me saying like, oh, there's no way we miss, haha, and then we miss. I think that this is, barring drawing it right there, I have to be able to play Rector top 4. There isn't no way, but all 3 of our reform cards have to be bottom 5, which would be exceptionally unlucky. Or I guess I could draw them all right now. There's one of them. Oh, wait a minute. I will play Big Sludge and Mind Collapse. And I feel like I'm supposed to just press end turn, because what if I draw Sacred Wicks or Molded, right? It's real bad. If I draw it off a Wing Steel, I'll be mad. I'll be real mad. There we go. Look at that. It wasn't next card or anything, but still. And then there's a bit of lifting to be done by Big Sludge. But he should take this home. take this home, Big Sludge? 72 only? 8, 16, 24. If I take her up to 32, it's not that good. So this Morsel Miner goes in front. And, yeah. Oh, he's too big. I could have... I guess the last Plink was wrong. I just played Plinks and I forgot about Wing Steel. And so we're gonna take 16, maybe 24? We live though, and it's okay. I should have molded back a unit, but I played Plink in a moment of weakness. Oh, that's right, I have Golden Vault. It matters very little, actually. I lost 75 gold. That's okay. A Hollowed Halls is winning. Almost certainly. Yeah, I'm gonna play Hollowed Halls. I lost a Hollowed Halls run. I don't want to just say that Hollowed Halls is a free win here, because I think it isn't. Which is why I want to play it. Lady of the Reform became a little worse with Hollowed Halls here. So, what's the strat? When I played Hollowed Halls last time, I had Paraffin Enforcer, and I think that he is fine, but he needs health. I can't go like double multi-strike or anything like that. My man needs a plus 25. So we want to do plus 25 multi-strike Paraffin Enforcer with a Draft Infusion. That'll be 3 multi-strike, 50 health, and then we just Hollowed Halls him every turn. And that should be winning. I believe that should be a winning line. And then Big Sludge, unfortunately, will not be finding his place today. Lady of the Reformed, I think, is no-go. I'm okay to press skip. So, in this run, we have... Ideally, this run is Rector, Paraffin, Paraffin. And we're just Hollowed Hallsing that every turn. If that is the case, I do not need to take space. Yeah, I don't need to take space, so I will not. We have okay draw, but I think this is draw energy then. We need to draw through. We're not going to lean entirely on Hollowed Halls. This is a really good run. I'm gonna move my microphone forward a little bit. This is a great run to illustrate my my theory of this game now being early, mid, late. Hollowed Halls is now our win condition past floor 7, but we have to go through the next 2 combats and stabilize our deck. Steel Magic. This is a good layout. We'll go Steel Shop now. I kind of want to go Magic Shop for removals. I think I lean more on Hollowed Halls Holdover than I lean on Merchant of Steel line. Let's go left. In the past when I've done this, I've done like intrinsic Hollowed Halls with a holdover, but I think one of Hollowed Halls is not good enough. I think you need 2. So ideally we're going to pull Value Stone here. Spell Chain is interesting. Intrinsic is also interesting. You got holdover. Remove Consume -1. I'll put a -1 on Mind Collapse. No, Making of a Morsel is good because this is 2 increments of Wing Steel for free. That's a good card. Holdover. Okay. So we could go Intrinsic Holdover Hollowed Halls. The reason that it's not great is because you can never play 2. You have to play out your units. So I don't think that's good. Overgorger. Hey, get out of here, Overgorger. What are you doing? This isn't your run, mister. Yeah. Overgorger. It's like a sitcom, and then they have a guest star from a different sitcom, and everyone on the sitcom goes, hey, get out of here. This isn't your show. I don't know if that's something that's actually ever happened, or if that's something that I just made up in my head. But that's what I felt there. I feel like... So, I said we can't play this at 2. I think it's really easy to play this at 1, though. So I could just take a -1, and then we go Hellvent, duplicate it. Yeah, I'll just take it at a -1, and we'll call it good there. 1 energy, yeah, because I'm just gonna play this card every turn. It's gonna cost me 1. something weird maybe with Chase Seraph, but I don't think so. Last decision that has to be made here, and then we can get back to moving, is do I want to infuse... do I want to put Draft on Paraffin Enforcer right now? With the Hollowed Halls having holdover, I think it's fine. Worth noting, you could also probably just do this on Wickless Tycoon, because the rage goes away. The rage goes away. Like, it's not that great. It's 15, and then the next one gets... So, 15, 21, 24... You're gaining 3, and then 3, 6, and 9 is the damage. So you gain 18 damage for having the Paraffin Enforcer on the floor, as compared to like playing Wickless Tycoon. If I want to, I could play Wickless Tycoon with Draft. We make a lot of money if you do this. 2 Wickless Tycoons, a lot of money. A lot of money. Alright, I'll do it. I think it's fine, because we're planning on playing 2 per turn. 2 Hollowed Halls per turn. I think it should scale well enough. If it doesn't, we get to learn a good lesson here. And that's also fine. Big Sludge, I hate to do it to you, but today just wasn't your day, my man. You can go. The play that I have made here is a very greedy play. I will not take this trial. I have made a play for maximum money, and I have disrespected the game. I would do it again. It does not make me feel fear. Although when you put it to me like this man does right here, it's a little scary. But in the future it won't be, I believe. Maybe just kill that morsel in hindsight. This deck would be a little bit better. Can't play anything else. This deck would be better if it had like Crushing Demise or just some answer to this. I'm going to, because of the very precarious setup here, it's gonna go ahead and not do anything. It'll also look a lot better when, like, I recognize, but playing bottom floor here was just a bad idea. Not a bad idea, it was very greedy to play bottom floor here. And I would not suggest it. Because it's very slow to scale Wickless Tycoon. He takes his time. Good tries, Plink. Put this in front, I get a little more money. And then I'm just gonna Hollowed Halls. Extra money. Yeah, I made like 15 extra gold for that. Like, despite having a bunch of enemies walk to the pyre, I didn't look exactly at the number, but I think we ended up at a similar final money. A similar endpoint to where we started. I think we broke even, roughly, with Golden Vault, so maybe we can just pay off God, basically. I will skip. I said maybe we wanted to pick up... Actually, Memento Mori would have been a good pick there. I should have taken Memento Mori. We want to pick up, like, a spell or two, but also I'm not going to be playing bottom floor in the future. I think that what I am worried about goes away in the next room. I will skip. So let me plan out the rest of this run real quick. We go Steel Shop here. We're going to duplicate Wickless Tycoon at Seraph, which is a little bit frightening, but I think it should be fine. Value Stone here? Good. I didn't get burned today. Cool. Train Stewards go. I think that duplicating Wickless Tycoon is a bait right now because he's unupgraded. I think you're better off going to Hollowed Halls, because 2 Hollowed Halls every turn. This guy gets 10/10 every turn. It takes not long for him to get there. Hollowed Halls is like the exact card that they needed to put out. It's really good. I love Hollowed Halls. It fixes the problem that burnout strategies have. +6 damage doesn't really matter unless they start hitting my pyre through the money, which is real scary if that happens, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna greed. Although, I feel like I could. I'd have to take 8 pyre hits for it to be a problem. Or I should say a negative. Huh. Sure. No, but Hollowed Halls, Burnout as a strategy, I always felt like it just was missing the payoff. It's a good strategy, but you don't have a good reason to commit to a Burnout strategy. And now you do with Hollowed Halls, and it feels good. It feels good to have a reason. I can just put a dragon rotation. I think it's fine because he's worth money. Like he's worth 10 gold every time he dies. So putting this dragon rotation just gives me money. I could even put another dragon rotation actually. Starting next turn, because it's until it's overflow, right? I don't think you can overflow. You could do drag rector maybe? I don't think so though. To think about it. I mean, I'll have to see it mess me up. I'll have to visibly, I will have to see it wrong me. I'm gonna go to Super Ultra for the rest of this run, because it's a lot of animations of watching our units die. It speeds up marginally. There we go. Doesn't really matter what I play from this position. I just play Hollowed Halls twice every turn, and then we see if this is good enough. I mean, it's fine, right? That's how I feel about this one. It's fine. We're making a ridiculous amount of money. We are disgustingly rich. So it's really hard to die because we have Golden Vault, and we are making, at minimum, we're making 40 gold per turn when I do the rotation properly. Plus the money we make for harvesting enemies, like, ooh buddy. And on this turn we make 5, 10, 15, we make 35. Because these units die first. And this turn as well we make 35. That was 70 gold right there. So this run is called, what am I gonna, I'm gonna title this one probably something related to Jeff Bezos. This is the Jeff Bezos comp. The Jeff Bezos build. Jeff Bezos run. These dregs are actually really good. Obviously a second Wickless Tycoon will be a little bit better than the dregs because it's multi-strike on a unit as well. And maybe we could have gone Harvest. Remnant Host shows up. Furnace Tap is completely worthless because the multi-strike does not stay. Apply, there's like apply and enhance. Apply is a single time, and enhance is like it stays with the card for the rest of combat. In case you didn't know. Make sure I actually make it to the Divinity. It'd be a real sad one if it just didn't go to the Divinity. Dregs can stay. Plink is worthless. I should cut Paraffin Enforcer here as well. I will. Plus 25 and multi-strike is what we're looking for. Multi-strike is the big one. Damage Shield 3 is actually kind of nice too. It's better, isn't it? I think Damage Shield 3 is better than multi-strike because it comes back every turn. Like every time it's fresh. It's just 3 hits every single turn. That's really good. That's really good, right? I think that's really, really good. Cool. You could calculate it. I think from a financial standpoint, it might be close to impossible for us to lose this combat. and then this run just kind of takes off. I'm not going to do anything else. I feel like I can just hoard all of my money. And yeah, from a decision-making standpoint, we have reached the end of the decision-making, and there's not a whole lot of interesting execution to do either. I'm just going to play Howled Halls. Exhibit A. I'm gonna burn the drippings as well. How you been? This is where I'm going with this one, as you can potentially guess. Hope you've been doing well. Hanging in there out here. I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. I'm going to now just kind of talk, because I should play fair to draw a card. It's gonna kind of talk though, because there's really not a whole lot of dialogue remaining for this run. This run is now, we've entered the play Howled Halls, end turn section. I think that there is no more reasoning to be had. But yeah, I've been hitting Twitch partner recently. Is really cool. Very excited about that. But what it made me realize is that I should do more for YouTube. Like I definitely feel like I've been neglecting the YouTube a little bit. I've been neglecting like everything lately though. I've been feeling a little burnout, if you know what I'm saying. But going on vacation in 10 days. I'll be going to visit my grandmother for her birthday now that it is reasonably safe to do so. Not like perfectly safe, but you know. Do I just take this? I think I just take the floor kill here. Because if I reform Rector in the back, I won't get the kill. So we'll just do this. Valid target, frig you, Howled Halls. There we go. That's better. I think it's good to just take that there because it's a little scary if I slam double Howled Halls. Yeah, the first time that I saw a really substantial amount of channel growth was after coming back from a vacation. And I was like, while I was on vacation, I was like, yo, I'm gonna do this, this, and this while I'm out there. And I'm gonna come back and I'm going to kill it. And I kinda did. Do I respect the harvest here? 120, 120. I think I shouldn't. I think I disrespect this combat. Yeah, he super dies. No matter what the order is. These dregs. The deck is a pretty good fill in here. No problem. So yeah, I'm gonna try and spend a little time researching while I am on vacation and finding what I want to play. I just gotta keep my eyes peeled, I feel. I'm not... This run is like, ooh buddy. Watching these death animations over and over again, ooh buddy. I like this. It's just the right amount of tedious. I should play these again. But yeah, I'm not thinking super far into the future, but you know, just kinda I feel like I should do more for YouTube. So that's what I'm going to aim to do. I'm going to aim to bring you, and I've been talking about more content for months, but I feel like now I'm actually in a mental space to do action to bring more content. These cards do very little. This deck has a very simple game plan, which I am going to follow to its logical conclusion. The best thing to take here is energy, and I know what you're thinking. Isn't it draw? It isn't draw. So here's the situation, right? You take draw. This is thinking about some real fringe cases. What can happen here is if I take draw, I can have a turn one of Rector, Howled Halls, Tycoon, which is 4 energy. this eliminates that one possible edge case from not even ruining me, but making the run a little worse, and maybe ruining me. So we're going to take energy to compensate. And I don't need Steel Shop, right? Is there anything I need from the Steel Shop? Ah, Tycoon's decked out. Let's go see some relics. An event is good as well. There you got. Fade's First Blade does nothing. Votive Key makes the run worse. We don't see a place, because we're going to Hellvent, but we don't see a place for Pyrestone housing. I will roll. Mind Jacks. I think that's just not worth it. Could make a big 4, but I don't really want to. Wax and Spike is just a X cost. It's gonna give me plus 8 to my 4, most likely. I don't know. It's something to play, I guess. And so on the shards front, we're at 75 if I take this. I have to take 25 from the temple, which is not too bad. Yeah, basically no guarantees though to finish the thought I was going through in Fel's combat. No guarantees, but I'm hoping that starting in like June, I'm going to bring a little more content than just Monster Train. Monster Train, as I always reassure you, not going anywhere, of course, but this combat's really scary. I'm not going to disrespect here. We're low on pack shards too, but I'm still real afraid of Gilded Wings. So we will play it cool. Specifically, this wave is the one that I'm respecting here the most. This enemy, you can super low roll and have both of these units infuse, and it just kills you. Is what it does. Absolutely. It is a run-ending experience. One of those drags should have gone top 4. And I should have played... Yep, all of that was wrong. That's okay. Play it this way. This way, with the Reform first, it dodges the Ember Drain on the next turn, and it's +1 on the Reforms for Wickless Tycoon. I don't care about the Collector here. I'm trying to do everything in my power to not take 1 million damage here. Obviously it's not damage, but money. However, same thing. This order is close to what I want, but it's not quite right. I want Rector behind Tycoon. That's a lot better. That will save much more damage. Yeah, we'll take 75 there. Really a lot better. Significantly so, I would say. God, these wing conduits, dude. What a nightmare. I think we're now stable, though. As long as my Rector doesn't waste his hit on the Wilt Wings. I put myself in a worse spot by... Yeah, it's okay. I'm not punished, but I should have been. I should have Mind Collapsed the front Wilt Wings. Because, yeah, there was a world where I drew Rector in front twice and just took it there. This combat's so awkward, because there's just like these weird chunk blockers ruining me. And I hate it. So disgusting. Again, like we have 1,700 gold, so it doesn't matter, right? Like I lost a little bit of money there, but I'm still disgustingly rich. And really, I'm just trying to accumulate money at this point and hoard it for my own personal gain. That's a little awkward. Look at that damage shield though, did you see that? Blocked like 50 damage there. That's definitely better than the health. The problem with health versus damage shield usually is that health is renewable and damage shield is not. In this case, damage shield's renewable. I'll disrespect. I think we are strong enough to do so. Double disrespect, even. Ah, that's a shame. Oh, it's not a shame. Great news. Okay. Yeah, like, enemies walk to the pyre, but I still leave this combat at 1800 gold. So, who's the real winner? It's me is the answer. It's me. I'm the real winner. I'll be the real winner once this wins. As discussed, we are going to dupe Tycoon. Puts me at 75. I'm handling pack shards right now, so I don't mess it up. We'll go Extreme Stone Mine Collapse. Actually, Extreme Stone Plank. Nah, Extreme Stone Mine Collapse. Purge Stone Plank. That's an even 100. You can also do Dragon to Drag. It's a very similar outcome, but you lose the Extreme Stone. Hilarious. I will reroll Rationing Scales. Also hilarious. I don't know, man. There's not a whole lot to do that's worth doing. I'll remove a Plink. I have a lot of money, and spending it to remove Plink just out of disrespect is dumb, but I really just don't want Plink to feel like it contributed to this run at all. Plink isn't sentient? I don't care. Fuck you, Plink. Alright, let's take it to chase. I only go in here with 1585. How much is that? 25 into 1500? It's like 63? 63 hits if I'm calculating correctly. Pretty good. Alright, no more drag plays because of the Tycoon. Goes mid. He dies, he comes back. I'll actually make a little less money now. That's alright though. Standard maneuver here with Hollowed Halls. And a unit to overflow that has Burnout 1. You just leave a unit that you want to overflow on a lower floor. You let it die in whatever manner, and then you can Hollowed Halls it. I will not be disrespecting this floor. On the list of things that I'm going to do today, feed 75 armor. 75? No, it's 90 armor. Feed 90 armor, not on that list. That will be very bad if I were to play Hollowed Halls here. You gotta exercise a little bit of restraint. I also dropped my Hollowed Halls here, which is interesting as well. Because I'm not going to be, no, I'll have one. I'll have one Hollowed Halls. Which is still fine. Hollowed Halls' biggest contribution to this run is that it lets me have these units at full health. It's also my damage scaling plan, so you know, it don't let me play it off too much here. Oh, and I drew Mind Collapse, so I get to play both. Cool. It's interesting because at this point in the run, even if I don't necessarily scale my damage to keep pace with double heavies as well as you would like, it doesn't matter. The boss has to walk up to kill me right now. In no universe do we die to heavies. It's never gonna happen. And so the only way that we can lose this is if I lose to the boss. Like, the Divinity has to kill me. Which I don't see happening. Because we have Hollowed Halls and we scale up like crazy into Relentless. Into Relentless, actually, I guess we're not that good into Relentless. Hopefully over time we get better, though. And drop one of the Hollowed Halls here. Sad. I wonder if this isn't good enough. I'm feeling the seedling of doubt creep in. Watching all of these heavies walk like this, it gives me a little bit of fear. Oh, and I play nothing. No Hollowed Halls even. Never mind, we got Extreme Stone. It's good to keep stacking money here, I think. and once you get to around, like, this is around where I would say we're chilling. But yeah, like, we don't even kill Seraph cleanly here. I'm gonna try and reposition so that Rector is in the back. We just take it. As soon as we get the W here, we take it. We don't mess around with this guy. One more hit from that reform. But yeah, it's a little slow. The Howled Halls here, it's a little slow. However, remember why it's a little slow? The reason it is deliberately slower, and despite it being slower, is because I went Legion, or not Legion, sorry. I went Tycoon, and Tycoon is generating me, you know, not all of this money, but he has roughly doubled my money output. I have 2,000 gold going into the Divinity. It's a big number, but it's required. We need it, for sure. I just played this guy mid, he dies. That way I can set up next turn guaranteed. Well, not guaranteed, but as soon as yeah, there we go. Guaranteed, actually. We can just start the Hallowed Halls factory. Rector's our big boy here, I guess. We're gonna have to watch the harvest waves as well, but damn, I removed all those plinks? Might have been wrong. Oh, and there's a morsel in here that might mess things up, right? Does this morsel mess things up? Hang on a minute. Right, so if you have a 1-space unit mixed in here, you can mix in a 1-space unit? Oh, you can just mix in a 1-space unit, right? Hang on, there's no caveat to this, is there? Let me, because, okay, go through, there's like 2 outcomes, right? You reform the 1-space unit as your first option, and then it's drag, Rector, Tycoon, that's 5-space, Tycoon, that's 6-space. That outcome is optimal. If you shift the drag to any other position, it's the same thing, right? Rector, drag, Tycoon, Tycoon, Rector, Tycoon, drag, Tycoon. The only time that, so I can put this unit in rotation, because the only time that a unit is left out is when it's the drag. When the drag is left out of the reform, then is the only time that it doesn't happen. If that makes sense. So like, you'll maybe see it illustrated here, let's see. Right, so like if the drag is reformed, he will not mess up the floor, basically. On 5-space, you can have 3 2s and a 1 and have it be fine, is what I have just realized. Spike is fine here. And damage going through here is expected. I think this drag might actually be like a major difference maker as well. The harvest wave that's coming up, I will be aware of. Those again. Removing Plink in a moment of anger, it was not a good play. Removing Plink was bad. Because I really, at least I would have a chance to kill this Spell Thief. And just having this unit here is a problem. I mean, I put this deck into its only line being Hallowed Halls, and it does nothing else. Maybe that was wrong. I'm gonna play 1 Hallowed Halls on the floor. Gives how much? It gives 80 armor to the floor? Oh my god. 80 armor to each unit. Ooh, buddy, playing this is worth like actually 320 armor. Harvest. I think that's a little worse because the big killer on this floor is the spikes. The spikes cost a lot of money. However, we have a lot of money. So, like, we have enough money to let this happen. I drained like 400 gold there. Who cares? Like, who cares? Nobody cares. We have the money to walk into Relentless here. We just have to kill Relentless, I'm pretty sure. Here's the other outcome. There's another outcome where you don't get drag back, and that outcome is also fine. Again, I have enough money that I can. All I have to do is walk into Relentless, and this run wins. The Pyre Wings coming up is what scares me, really. Oh, that's really terrible. But like, you know, that sucks. Oh, and there's another spikes enemy, dude. This is rough. This combat is going very poorly. This is probably a worst case. Because I'm also going to lose my next turns. My next turn, I guess. I play one. But this drag messes me up. There we go. No drag. Good. I take a little extra damage, but again, we make money. It's fine. Doesn't matter. None of that matters. I can play Hallowed Halls. That's what matters. I'm not entirely convinced that we're... Because here's the thing, right? The Divinity doesn't have a super high damage output, so as long as we enter Relentless, we're going to be fine, because Rector's pretty close to just 1v1ing the Divinity at this stat line. With the help of these clowns, he should be fine. Yeah, see? No big deal. Rector just takes it. I was not worried about Relentless ever. So all I really did this run, I bought God, dude. On this run, I bought God. That's the run. I paid 1,000 gold to win this Divinity fight. A little more in terms of actual damage taken, but then we recoup some of the losses with the Wickless Tycoon. And so what did we learn from this run? We learned something really interesting. I feel like this is a run that lets you get a really good understanding of the Hallowed Halls win condition. Hallowed Halls, similar to like Firelight Fade, you don't win by just putting a unit with multi-strike on the floor. New record for money earned, by the way. Coins earned. How about it? Hallowed Halls is not a card that any unit gets multi-strike and wins with. It's not how it works. It's too slow for that because you're only getting 5/5. You can do any unit if you have Resin Block. That's a little asterisk there. Any unit in the game with multi-strike will work with a multi-strike and Resin Block. However, on this run, instead of doing... So I think that the main unit that you do if you're trying to do a Hallowed Halls win line, you do... Wickless Baron. I think he's the best option because the harvest buff on his stats will carry through. So he gets a few kills, he gets a little extra scaling, he scales up a little faster, right? He gets like half a Hallowed Halls every time that he gets reformed behind another unit, which is good. That's enough. Barring that, you can do Paraffin Enforcer because Paraffin Enforcer gives that little extra oomph for rage, although I'm a little skeptical of Paraffin Enforcer after how this run worked out. But there's also some side cases, like I said, Resin Block. But if you have Memorial Fund and Golden Vault, you can just go Wickless Tycoon. And that man makes you like 2,000 gold walking into the Divinity. And you just bank money. But I think you need to have that you have to have that really early to do it. And yeah, Hallowed Halls is a really cool card. Even though I just played Hallowed Halls over and over again, I think it offers a lot of interesting deck building questions that you have to find the answers to. So I really like this run, even though it was just playing Hallowed Halls over and over again. I thought this one was really cool. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.